line. The far left group, the Agenda Project, bunch of loons, all right, are trying to use the Ebola virus in a political way. Roll the tape.
Washington actually can cut spending.
The CDC says its discretionary funding has been cut by $585 million since 2010.
Cut.
Cut it.
Cut. 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 Cut.
Cut. Cut. Cut. Make a cut.
Okay, so what's the cut deal?
Terrible editing there. You see it all mashed together like they're very creepy ad, but completely and totally false. Now, it is true that the discretionary budget has been cut over the last 4 years, but the CDC funding for emerging and zootonic infectious diseases actually increased by about $109 million in the last 4 years. And it's also really worth noting that when it comes to this total CDC program funding, Congress actually gave the CDC more money than the White House asked for, both in 2013 and in 2014. For instance, $6.8 billion, the level of spending that Congress actually enacted. The administration had requested $6.6 billion for 2014, the last year.
Now, the sequester, which is what you said in the beginning, which was across-the-board cuts, that was passed into law and signed by who?
Exactly. We're talking about...
Who signed it, Lon?
It was signed into law by, of course, the president.
The President
and we're
of the United
talking
States.
about, whenever you talk about budget issues, you talk about everybody.
So
They're all involved.
So the Agenda Project, they trot out all the, and they weren't even talking about cutting the CDC budget. They were just talking, these conservative Republicans, talking about cutting the budget. So they take that out of context. And then they totally ignore the fact that the cuts that did affect the CDC was signed into law by President Obama.
Right, and budgets are bipartisan efforts, so you really have to look at the timing here, suspicious timing.
Don't you see the beauty of this? I hope you see the beauty of this con. This is the biggest con.
I see a lot of beauty in politics.
So then they put that out. They lie blatantly. They take out of context cut when they're not even talking about the CDC. And then they ignore the fact that the sequester that did cut was signed by President Obama. And then for the trifecta, then they say nothing about the fact that Congress gave more money to CDC, more than President Obama asked.
Exactly.
And that is bipartisan.
Exactly.
They all recognize that, hey, we do need protection, so let's fund them a little bit more. And they totally would. Now, should the Agenda Project be fired along with Tom Frieden? I think they should be all fired together. Can you fire a project? I don't know, but they should be. All right. So my summation, was that accurate?
Very accurate. This is all about the midterms are right around the corner. People are nervous about Ebola, so a lot of people will identify this as, fear-mongering.
All right. There they are, the truth-serum people.